This show is about the ignorant men out there. And if that's you, tune in. Come on. Let's go. Man, welcome back to the Jahmad Show, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to another great episode. Glad to be back. Once again, man, thank y'all. Like I said, thank you for all the support of the show. Before we dive into it, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know how we get down over here at this point. If you're new here, welcome. We always are expecting newcomers. Mikasa Sukasa. Getting my little my mushroom coffee in for the morning. Pretty much, man, look, jump right on here. I had this idea that I've been toying with the last couple of days, honestly. And had some experiences and some things that really motivated me to talk about this. Not the first rodeo. Not my first rodeo, but it's some things that I wanted to address. And I feel like I've addressed them points here and there, but not at the extent that I feel like I probably should have addressed it. So today we're going to dive into that specifically. But before we do, once again, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, if you want to give me a follow on Instagram, it's rakifjahmad. And let me know if you came from the YouTube, leave your handle down in the comment section. All right, so I can know it's you when I see you come across my notifications. Otherwise, I'm going to just think that you follow me from Instagram, and the likelihood of me following you back, unless you find as hell a woman, let me clarify that, then the odds of me following you back are probably slim. But I will follow back, and I will support. You support me, I support you. Now, before we dive into today's topic, you know we got to do our newly ingested section where we go into the comments and we pull out the comments and we bring those live on the show. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, we got a doozy for y'all today. Today's comment on loaded phrases comes by way of Dr. Fresh 3856. And just so happened that somebody replied to it, yeah, 04. Starting with Dr. Fresh, he says, Joy Taylor is 5'2" with a box head and in her late 30s. Anyone or anybody who considers her anything above a 6 tells me you don't get baddies. Oh well, emoji. And yeah, 04 had said, you ain't lying either. Her head is on the square side of the game. With 3 box emojis and 3 laughing emojis. All right. Now, I'm all about free speech. I really am. Hence why I even have a platform and why I have a platform for you to be able to comment on. That's the whole point of this whole thing, right? Giving each other some level of respect to where we can speak our mind freely, the way we feel and deem worthy. I'm gonna tell you though, brother. I'm gonna tell you though, man. Be honest with you. I disagree with you. I'm gonna be real with you. I disagree that Joy Taylor is a 6. She's pretty attractive. Listen, I don't know about you personally, and I don't know you. I don't know you from a can of paint, but I appreciate your comment. I appreciate you listening to the show. But Joy Taylor is up there when it comes to attractive women. And to be, in all fairness, I don't know you. You could be a substantial man. The odds of you attracting her are probably slim to none. I'm not sure what kind of rooms you in. I'm not sure if you have access to the level of access that Joy Taylor has, but trust me, she's gonna be comparing you to the men that she actually attracts, and not by far most men ain't on that level. Now you correct me if you're wrong. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to down you. What I'm saying is, this is why I feel like we need to come from a realistic standpoint. I think to me, this is a complete and utter example of a delusional man. I feel like, bro, once again, I don't know you, but men that I know that got shit going on don't spend time making comments under YouTube channels unless they're positive. That's just me. That's men I know. Like I said, men I know that got shit going on don't spend time making comments on social media, really, in general, unless they're positive. I feel like anybody going out their way to make it seem like somebody who's clearly attractive feel less than, as if that person has a chance. I don't know if I don't know if I'm buying it. And same with old folk. Why neither one of y'all got profile pictures? I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just not buying it. I think that we got to get out of this narrative of thinking that, this thing relies upon us, and just because we have an opinion, which you're entitled to, that it fucking matters. And don't get me wrong, when you're in a space like I am, a public space, just like you obviously can comment. I leave the comments open for this type of thing, for these discussions. But I'm realistic with myself. If I'm in a room with Joy Taylor, and the odds of me actually knocking it down are probably slim as well. Depends now. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I never been in a room with her. I'm not in that room, but I live in a space of realism, and I attract beautiful women. So, and that's all subjective. But I think it's very, very interesting when I hear a lot of men taking this stance on women specifically that are actually caliber women. Side note, before we dive into today's topic, and maybe I'm behind the buck, but I don't really understand the whole hate or beef, if you will, with what's your girl name? What's y'all name? Angel Reese. To me, she's a taller woman, I assume. She play basketball, but she's an attractive woman. I don't understand. I've seen some men going in on her about this, that, and the third, and I guess maybe I don't fall too deep into the social media realm about what's really going on in the world, because I feel like at the end of the day, man, like these same people that talk shit on the internet, it ain't nothing but love in person. I heard many people say that, from Charleston White, who's very controversial, to Andrew Tate. They said, listen, there's a lot of people that don't like me on the internet, but in person, it's always love. I find that ironic, where you get people that will sit behind the computer and say negative things, but in the presence of that person, you basically ass kiss them. If you even get the opportunity to be in the presence of that person, because most people are just normal people. And I say normal, average, like not the going back to the Joy Taylor thing or Angel Reese. However, when you reach a certain accolade, you in different spaces. Like that low level shit is not even entertained. So I am giving it a platform, but I just want to address it because I saw it, and I got to be fair. I don't just read the positive comments. I will read the negative comments. But just be aware that you finna get the game too. And hopefully you walk away, because I feel like there's no reason why a man should be light on you. I feel like men should be able to take the heat a little bit. Some motherfuckers, especially these days, get so damn emotional, they can't get out of their own damn way with understanding that being a man is about standing on your own too, taking accountability, doing the adulting, doing the work, doing what's necessary, sacrificing, and we about to dive into that. Today's topic is why men give up on life. Why men give up on life. If you saw the thumbnail, it clearly read the ignorance of men. And how those two things correlate is a lot of men, and that was a great example, think that they are in a position that they are not really in. And the reason for that is podcasts and social media have given a lot of men who are either beta males or very insecure men who've been hurt by women, a platform to speak out. I'm not saying I have not been in that situation, but there's a different approach you can take to life to better position yourself. And a lot of hurt men listen to these platforms. A lot of hurt men listen to these influencers, and then they take on and embody and live vicariously through the stories of these men or how they see these men treating other women. And it's like, bro, if you look at some of my comments on my show, I keep it very, very transparent. And I do that across the board when I'm talking about women, when I'm talking about men, because I firmly believe that we just need to live in a place of reality. I feel like women are delusional in their own right, and apparently so are fucking men. There's a lot of men around here thinking that they are in a better position than they're actually in. And what I mean by that is a normal YouTube commenter, watcher, commenting on somebody at the level of success, stature, attractiveness as Joy Taylor. It's just not even real. It's like if you put the two in the room, you're speaking as if she would give you an opportunity to hit. And we all know that ain't true, and I don't even know you from a can of paint. So you speaking as if she's one of your options. And a man like that would say, well, I wouldn't choose her no way. You missing the point. She would never give you a chance, though. That's how this works. If you understand the game, and if you listen to this show, then you do it. If you listen to other men, you do. But if you haven't, let me break it down for you. The way this works is women do the choosing first. That's why I don't really believe in the whole cold approaching thing. You can, but that woman still has to choose, especially if you're approaching her. The ball is on her court always, whether you were cold approaching or she's giving you the signal to approach. Whatever that looks like, women choose first. So for a man to sit there and say, she this, she that, she doesn't know you exist, but you know about her. You see what I'm saying? You on the leg when you commenting about a woman that don't know you even exist and talk about how she this, that, and the third. Not only do she not know you exist, if she did know you exist, you still wouldn't have a chance in hell. Now, I don't want to make this sound like I'm just taking up for her. I don't know her either. But I just want men to live in a much more realistic space. Just like I want women to live in a much realistic space. But see, you're doing yourself a disservice when you have that level of mindset, because now I feel like I said, I don't know you from a can of paint, but a lot of men in these situations that listen to these podcasts about women think that they are actually in a position to deem themselves high value, or at least have some level of optionality. And that is just simply not true. When you look at the statistics and break it down from single men, single women, poor relationships, divorce rate, this, that, and the third, and then even from a financial standpoint of what it looks like with the top 10% or the 1%, there's a reason why there's less than 10% of men making certain type of money, which already excludes 90% of men. So why is it that it seems like every man got a comment about what kind of woman he would get, especially when they talk about celebrity women? The math ain't even making sense. Who you lying to, man? And people buy this shit. People literally would sit there and buy into it like, oh, that nigga know what he talking about. No, you don't know what the hell you talking about. And that goes back to the ignorance of what I'm saying. You so caught up in what you believe, you don't lean on your own understanding. You don't even read books, man. You see what other people are talking about and you comment on that. I guess he must be he telling the truth. He not telling the truth. He lying to you and you buying it. People know the game. See, I believe in full authenticity. I believe in when I get on this mic and in front of this camera and I sit here and give men game from the core. I'm really trying to help you, brother. But I'm going to give it to you raw. Pause. Very authentic, uncut. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is genuine. I want you to do better. I don't want you to be walking around with the silicone brain, thinking that you know how life works, when clearly I can tell by how you interacting. Do some research on psychology. Do some research on how to know a person. I dropped these books. Do some research on the psychology of money. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. James Clear, Atomic Habits. Never Split the Difference. Like, these are all different books. The Way of the Superior Man. The Art of Seduction, if you into that. I can list them all. I'm sure I'm missing books that I really, really enjoy. But my point is, The Value of Others by Dr. Orion Terabin. The point is, when you continue to seek out knowledge, it starts to shift, and shape the way you think about the world itself, men and women alike, and not just surrounding yourself around women, which is another issue that men do. You get so caught up in the idea of, I got me a good woman, and why this man looking at my lady. You know how many times, man, it's happened to me damn near anywhere I go. Look at me. I'm not a big dude. So take this with the truth now. I'm me. Very confident who the hell I am. I've always been a slim dude. I've always been small and respective to this. I'm usually taller than most men, but always been a slim dude. So it's like, what I noticed though is men still feel threatened when I walk into a room. Bro, when I walk in somewhere, I'm minding my business. I'm going to where I'm going. I ain't over here staring every man, woman down. That's not even my energy. However, they can feel the energy of how confident I am. I'm still extremely confident for a lot of reasons, right? Number one, I already know that. It's happened too many times in my adult life. I know when I step into a room, the way I dress, the way I carry myself, I'm taller than most men. I'm not super tall, but I'm taller than most men in these cases. And then on top of that, I look the way I look, and I know who I am. That energy resonates. It resonates through the room. Women feel it, men feel it, and men who are insecure. And I'm gonna tie this into the ignorance thing. Men who are insecure within themselves do one or two things. Usually they start hating, or they start getting very territorial around a woman and looking at me to see if I'm looking at their woman. Bro, your actions are telling on you. I'm gonna tell you why you should never do that. I made a show about it doing a kind of a reaction video to Jessica OS. You should never do that, bro. Don't put yourself in a situation while with your woman admiring essentially another man. All that's going to do is put the eyes on that man. And if your woman got the wandering eye, so fucking be it. You chose her. Why are you surprised? Men get all bent out of shape as if you get too caught up in the idea of that man wanting your woman, or what is it about that man that's making me feel uncomfortable or want to get territorial. I see it all the time, no matter if I'm going to the gym, if I'm going to a bar or restaurant. That's one of the main reasons why I don't even like I like being in solitude, bro. Like, I don't even like really being around that situation, because inherently it comes with the territory. They feel threatened. They don't know me. What they do know is they feel threatened because they probably feel like I'm a more attractive man than they are, or at least I'm attractive enough that might spark the interest in the woman that they with, or the woman that they might be interested in. And the ignorance part comes in once again, because I don't believe as a man you should be focusing your energy on other men. I really don't. I feel like you shouldn't be competing with other men. You should be competing with yourself. Who was I yesterday? Who am I today? What did I accomplish yesterday? What can I do better today? The more that you invest that level of energy into you instead of men, you will then not only stop giving a damn about what other men got going on, or where he at in life, and just focus on where you at in life and be content, or at least feel fulfilled with the outcome of that. A lot of men put too much energy and focusing their energy on other men. Bro, why are you worried about what he got going on? Why are you getting so nervous? Swallowing your spit, checking your clothes out. Hey man, you decided to put that shit on. We are all given the same 24 hours. We all given the same 24 hours in a day. The difference is I choose to be productive with mine. That's it. I don't know what you got going on, and that's none of my damn business. I know what I want to do in my life, and I know what I'm willing to go out and accomplish. If that doesn't align with what you got going on, that ain't none of my damn business. But see, a lot of men ain't willing to sacrifice to elevate. A lot of men are not willing to put themselves in a probably not the best situation, maybe slightly uncomfortable, in order to get ahead. You focusing too much energy on what about people say about you online. I made a video about living at home with mommy and daddy. Now, if you listen to the show, I also talked about my experiences about living home. So it's so funny to me too, just people in general will take things out of context, don't do research, which is an automatic like red flag to me about your level of intelligence. It's hard for me to have conversation with people because I know most people are not willing to do research and have a very intellectual conversation and point back to facts. They don't do research. They immediately judge and judgmental. And that's why you fucking suck. If I'm being honest, that's why you are in the situation that you in. A lot of men are not really willing, willy-nilly. A lot of men are not willing to put themselves in an uncomfortable situation. What does that look like? Working 7 days a week, 2 jobs if you have to. I always use me as an example because I did it. I worked 2 full-time jobs at one point, bro. 2 full-time gigs. And I lived at home, ironically. And I also was doing a promotional company on the side. That didn't work out. Went to go try to sell cars. That didn't work out. Then I started tracing my engineering career, taking less money. And I knew at the end of the day, if I did this was going to be to put me in trajectory to where I really want to be, but I gotta bite the bullet. May not make as much money, but I ain't got no damn experience. It's like just planning ahead and looking at life for what it is. Sometimes you may have to take a few steps back so you can take that leap forward. All you got is time. Is it not worth it to you? I made an analogy the other day, and I was talking to my cousin. I said, bro, I had to, this is something I was talking about myself. I said, yo, if somebody say, look, if you grind hard every day for the next year and a half, at that year and a half mark, you're going to make your first $5,000 off of whatever it is you just decide to do. And you're going to make more money increasingly from that point on. But the caveat is you got to put in a year and a half worth of work. Are you willing to do that to be able to put yourself in a position to succeed where you want to go? And to me, it's not really a high demand. Once again, if you don't work, what are you going to do? What else are you going to do? A lot of people thought that, well, I would travel, I would do this. You do realize that doesn't generate money unless you're vlogging about it and you got a YouTube channel that does successfully. That's successful. You might as well work. How many people understand about passive income? People keep talking about money. I want money. I want to get some bread. I want to do this. But nobody's willing to work. Life should be about work. Life should be fulfilled about work. I'm going to tell you, a lot of people get caught up in the bullshit drama, and it's easy to take the easy route. And I said it before, the economy is built off of mediocre, medium-waged individuals. That is what keeps the economy going. That's why they don't teach business, finance, any of that shit in school. They don't want you to be an entrepreneur. They want you to be a worker. But you can't get rich working for somebody. It's just not gonna happen. You have to be the motherfuckers people are working for. You have to be the producer, not the consumer. And in order to be in that situation or even be considered some level of success or wealth or any of that shit, you have to have discipline and you have to be willing to make sacrifices. And I'm gonna tell you, if the shit was easy, everybody would do it. It's not easy. Ain't nothing easy about success. You're gonna have a lot of downfalls. You're gonna have a lot of, damn, this shit ain't working, is it? But are you willing to make the adjustments to make it work? I hope what I'm saying ain't falling on deaf ears, man. I'm really out here I'm really trying to give you some game. I'm gonna say this too, man. One of the last points I wanna make. 2 points really, and I kind of mentioned it earlier. One of them is, as a man, educate yourself. Whatever that looks like, educate yourself, read some books. So that way, number one, it's going to change your conversation. It's going to change your conversation. The ignorance, so many women have told me when they might get with a man and the conversation is so dull because he doesn't have any communication skills. It's very surface level. All you want to do is fuck. But you ain't got nothing to offer. You ain't stimulating nothing. And usually the men that do have some level of conversational skills, they done got their information from YouTube. They done got their information from somebody else. They still ain't done the research themselves. So the opinion of what they think ain't even rooted in a level of fact. It's repeated from some shit somebody else said. And it's like, yeah, but point me in the direction of your own analysis. Did you do the research yourself and then go collectively look at, okay, I read this book, and this dude said this in YouTube, and I can factually confirm that actually makes sense. Bro know what he's talking about, or whatever. Or are you just going off of somebody else's own understanding or your own understanding and not actually doing the research to say, okay, from the books that I've read, the articles that I read, and inclusive of my experience and maybe some podcasts, this is my level of understanding of this concept now, at least at this point in time. And then when you have a conversation with a woman, she can tell you know what the hell you're talking about, or at least are very confident in it. Because as soon as she say some shit, you ain't gotta be no yes man. Yeah, you right. Shit. What I'm saying, oh, yeah, that ain't gonna get you very far with somebody who wants to be stimulated mentally. So as a man, I don't give a damn where you come from. Educate yourself and stop just leaning on what you thought you was taught and using that as a scapegoat, because that's easy. Take some time to yourself. Listen to some audiobooks. When you're on your way to work, cut off Jeezy and throw on an audiobook. When you at the house chilling, take a few hours out your day and educate yourself. It's going to be mentally, you're going to trust me. When you around the crib cleaning up, if you clean up, some of y'all niggas nasty, but if you around the crib doing, the crib doing what you do, throw on an audiobook, dog. Stimulate your brain. Get the wheels turning. You like, hey, dog, he just said something. He just said some dope shit. Try some books out. Every book ain't gonna hit on nothing. Some shit gonna be very boring. Try to get through it. I'm telling you, you're gonna thank me later. You're gonna thank yourself. Your future self gonna thank you, because at some point you're gonna be right in the situation, but you didn't prepare for it. What T.I. was say, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. That's what this is all about. It's preparation, bro. When you put in the work, whatever that looks like for you, when you put in the work, you're preparing yourself for the opportunities that may come. What's the saying? Success is when opportunity meets preparation. You don't know the moment you're gonna run into that beautiful woman that you really want to get, but she on the intellectual level, until you do. And guess what? Now you fully equipped. The moments where there's nothing going on and it's non-chaotic, and hopefully you in that situation, take advantage of that. Otherwise, you're gonna end up losing. Anywho, the last thing I want to leave y'all with, man, is some men, unfortunately, allow women to influence them in a negative way. And it's unfortunate. What I mean by that is, some men don't know how to choose the right woman. And I kind of mentioned it, I hinted at before. I seen this clip. I wish I would have had it up. I seen this clip recently. I don't know if it was fake or not, but I've seen too many people actually do this, so I'm gonna talk about it. I don't know if you've been the man on the receiving end of this, or you've been the guy with the jealous man with the woman. But I've seen men get completely out of character if they find out that their woman is cheating. And the first thing that they go after, typically, they'll address the woman, but then they go addressing the man. It's like, bruh, you a man. You know what men do. If you was in that situation, you would probably do the same thing. Stop lying. Given the opportunity, yeah, why not? It's a flex, low key. Hey, bro, I got your girl over here doing whatever. Like, but because it's you, it's a problem. My thing is, I seen the dude, like I said, I don't know if it was real or not, but I've seen this before. Well, a man will find out his woman is cheating, might have caught her red-handed, and then want to go back and talk to her, acting like, but why me? Why do this to me? Bro, have some self-dignity. And then get mad at the man, want to fight the man. That's my girl. I've seen that too many times. That's my girl. Bro, that's not your girl. I know that you think that's your girl and that's what she told you, but that's not your girl. Clearly. If that was your girl, bro, she wouldn't be with him. That ain't your woman. That's y'all woman. She for everybody. That's for us. So many men get all this whole territorial thing. Once again, ignorance. Because if you knew better, you would do better. You chose a hoe. That ain't that man's fault. That's your fault. You got with her. She's a hoe. End of discussion. What are we talking about here? You got with a promiscuous woman. She's easy. Shout out to PLP, by the way. She easy. I mean, end of discussion. Let's move the fuck on. But a lot of men will sit there and want to fight for that. Fight for what you fighting for? A disrespectful woman? Why me? Bruh. Unbeknownst to you, it may have something to do with you. But ultimately, you chose a woman that didn't see you in the light that she should have seen you in. You need to get with somebody who's gonna respect you, and you need to be a respectable man at the same time. Too many women will settle for men that they already don't respect for the benefits that he might bring to the relationship, which ultimately is going to lead to her cheating. She don't respect you. And then when you act out in that way of accepting her back and trying to make it work, she loses respect for you even more. Like, damn, you ain't got no balls. I just had this dude balls and dick in me. And all of a sudden I'm supposed to be sticking around like it's cool. Hey man, you do what you want to do. But I'm just here to tell you, educate yourself so you won't put yourself in that situation. I don't like being around ignorant people. I really don't. I don't like having conversations with ignorant people. I don't like being around ignorant people. I heard a guy say recently that he said low vibrational people. I also said that too. Low vibrational people. Those people are very, very hard. They're a hard pill to swallow. Because the conversation is on some dumb shit most of the time. It ain't even rooted in no facts. It's about what you think. And it's like, bro, nah, that ain't how it works. And you hear men say this over and over, and it's like, bro, I understand there's gonna be outliers to the rule, but you more common than you want to believe. And that's the delusional part that I'm trying to get through to people. Most people think that they are above this. If you haven't done the work to put yourself in the conversation of being up here and above whatever you're trying to do, most likely, bro, you're an average person. And you need to stop feeling entitled to think that the world will revolve around you. It don't. But a lot of people do, and that's why they continue to be in the same motherfucking situation they in. Stop acting like you are holier than thou, or your shit don't stink, or because you might have a level of attractiveness that you don't have to put the work in. Don't put the work in. That's up to you. Embrace the struggle if that's what you want to do. Be ignorant. Be dumb. Ain't gonna change nothing over here. I'm just giving you the game. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. Anywho, man, I thank y'all for tuning in to another great episode of the Jahmad Show, man. I really, really do appreciate y'all. I'm telling you, y'all are the greater part of the show. I know sometimes these messages could come off a little harsh and like Rakif don't care about us. He think that we ain't this, but to be honest with you, if I didn't care, I wouldn't be telling you. If I didn't give a damn about the greater manhood and putting men in a better position, then I wouldn't be giving you information. I would keep this to myself and continue to allow other men to suffer. Shit, to be completely honest with you. But I do give a damn. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't ever look at this shit as competition. For me personally, it's never about competing with other men. I can't have sex with her with your extremities. I got to, you know what I mean? I can't live through you. I have to live my life. And in order for me to be fulfilled with where I'm at, I can't concern myself with you. So this game is just for men for real. It may seem like I'm bashing men. I'm just being honest, dog. Men need that stern shit. This ain't, hey, listen, fellas, what you really, nah, dog. Snap the fuck out of it. That's coming from a place of love. All right? Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, man. Y'all been doing a phenomenal job by really helping the channel grow, and I really appreciate y'all. Let's get some money together, man. Let's do it. Let's get some money, man. Let's grow. Let's go get some women. Let's gain some success. Let's keep striving. to be the better version of ourselves. And in order to do that, you can help me by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing to the channel. It's going to help me continue to make some really, really dope content for you guys that's listening. And, just continue to put that dope game out there. Also, of course, you can follow me on Instagram at rakifjahmad. Once again, that's rakifjahmad. If you're coming from YouTube, let me know down in the comments. Hey, man, I came from YouTube. You said you're going to follow me. You ain't follow me back, and I got you. All right. Before we get out of here, of course, I got to give a shout out to PLP Apparel. PLPapparel.net. I got one of the t-shirts on. I also got the sweatsuit or the sweatpants on, man. Go to PLP Apparel. You can find something dope, man. It stands for promoting love and positivity, and that's what we're doing over here. But I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm be honest with you in this approach and the things that I'm saying. But at the end of the day, this is another way you can support the show and promote something positive at the same time. Also, you can also go to thejahmadshow.com. That's another way you can support the show. Pick you up some merch. We got mugs. All right. Look at that. The Jahmad Show. The Jahmad Show mug. Had that sitting right there. We got hats. We got hoodies. All the good stuff. Jackets, whatever you want. T-shirts. At thejahmadshow.com. It's also another way that you can go and find the podcast in one space. Obviously, you can go to YouTube. And you can also go to the contact tab if you want to reach out and be on part of the show, or you got questions about the show, or maybe you got a specific topic that you want some information on, but you want to remain anonymous, but you want me to talk about it on the show or whatever. However you want to do it, you can reach out to me at the contact. Just go to the contact tab, type in your message. That will come directly to me. Or you can go to collab@thejahmadshow.com, shoot me an email. That will also come directly to me. All right. Y'all know the deal, man. Until next time, love.